Good morning, and thank you for joining us as we preview the City of Lincoln's plans for transportation infrastructure improvement projects this year. Joining me this afternoon, or this morning, are Lincoln City Council member James Michael Bowers, Lincoln Transportation and Utilities Director Liz Elliott, and Be Me Sensory Gym owner and occupational therapist Christine Stout. Investing in our community street infrastructure is a priority pillar for my administration. Well-maintained streets support public safety, drive economic growth, and contribute to our community's high quality of life. And that's why the City of Lincoln has invested in streets at record levels, delivering results that community members can see and feel every day. Since 2019, the city has improved or constructed 193 lane miles of arterial streets and 162 lane miles of residential streets. We have been able to accelerate progress on street improvements thanks to our community's support of Lincoln on the Move, and we're not slowing down. Here to provide an overview of street and other transportation infrastructure improvement projects, including sidewalks, traffic signals, and transit upgrades planned for the 2026 construction season, is Lincoln Transportation and Utilities Director Liz Elliott. Director Elliott, thanks for your leadership and looking forward to hearing more.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm thrilled that our community members can already see significant construction progress taking place across the community. This construction season, our team at LTU is gearing up for a total of 16 improvement projects across town. We'll be improving the street quality and infrastructure for nearly 21 lane miles of arterial streets and nearly 47 lane miles of residential streets through the 2026 construction season. We're excited to make these improvements and thankful for Lincoln voters who see great value in continuing the Lincoln on the Move quarter-cent sales tax that will fund an estimated $18 million worth of projects this year. Some of the upcoming arterial street projects include Vine Street from 66th to 70th Street, Cornhusker Highway from 39th Street to L55X, 14th Street and Jamaica North Business Park, 27th Street from Nebraska Parkway to South Street, North 33rd and Fletcher from Superior to North 27th Street, 48th Street from Normal to Cotner Boulevards, Project O Street from 9th to 16th Street, Nebraska Parkway and 70th Street a right turn lane, and 103rd and Van Dorn intersection. In addition to these arterial projects, we are committed to enhancing safety and mobility in our neighborhoods by investing in improvements to residential streets. Some of those upcoming residential street projects include in the Ballard Park neighborhood, just north of Colfax and North 70th Streets. We will improve portions of 67th, 71st, 72nd Streets, as well as Kearney, Logan, and Seward Avenues. Over in the Northwest Lincoln, our Highlands North Neighborhood Street Improvement Project will improve portions of streets like Northwest 12th, Northwest 4th Street, West Leon Drive, West Joel Street, West Godfrey Circle, and West Bill Street. In South Lincoln, we will improve the street condition of a portion of 32nd and Williamsburg Drive just north of Pine Lake Road. There we'll adjust water valves, manholes, as well as update sidewalks and curb ramps to be ADA compliant. Over in the Rousseau neighborhood between Calvert and Pioneers Boulevard, we'll be making street improvements on 34th and 35th Streets, Loveland Drive, Stockwell Street, and Cooper Avenue. In East Lincoln and the Purtle neighborhood near A and 84th Streets, we'll improve portions of Cottonwood Drive and Sandalwood Drive. Then in the Eastboro neighborhood, just north of O and 84th Streets, we plan to improve portions of Glenhaven Drive, 75th Street, Dotson, Indian, Terrace, and Trail Ridge Roads, along with 81st Street. By strategically leveraging other transportation dollars, these projects all include ADA curb ramps and sidewalk repairs. In addition to these projects, we will also be improving dozens of additional streets across 5 areas in Lincoln by injecting a crack sealant into the pavement while simultaneously applying a durable, thin asphalt overlay over the existing street. This technology enables us to quickly and cost-effectively extend the life of those streets. Our infrastructure improvements in the 2026 construction season will go beyond the streets themselves and will address other critical transportation needs. We will be investing in 7 large sidewalk improvement projects, 14 traffic signal improvements, 11 water main replacements, 7 bridge improvement projects, and 4 bus stop improvements. As we work to enhance our streets and other transportation infrastructure, we aim to do our best at informing and engaging our community throughout the process. We do this by incorporating public input that we receive at open houses, by phone, or by email. There are several ways you can stay up to date on where projects are located, when they'll take place, and what you can expect if you live or work near a project. Check out our projects map at lincoln.ne.gov/projects. Here you'll find information on public open houses, virtual meetings, or other city engagement opportunities. You can also sign up for text message updates for any of the projects I just mentioned and more on our website at lincoln.ne.gov/textlnk. Another great tool to check out is our closures map, which is helpful as you plan your route around town. We also encourage community members to download the free Waze app, which will assist with navigating around construction. And just as a reminder, with all the construction going around and the improvements we're seeing, we ask that our community members drive with caution. We encourage you to slow down, stay alert, and be mindful of construction crews working nearby. Keep a safe distance between you and safety cones and obey all traffic laws, because together we can ensure that everyone gets home safely. Thank you.
Thank you. Getting our community members home safely is the entire point, and so thank you for those safety reminders and for all the details, again, which are listed on our website. I want to thank our transportation team at LTU who's helping to deliver these valuable transportation improvement projects, because in total they are making life better in Lincoln. Now, one of the recently completed street improvement projects funded by Lincoln on the Move resurfaced a busy stretch of Pine Lake Road, and that stretch includes adjacent schools and businesses like Be Me Sensory Gym at 15th and Pine Lake Road. So here to talk more about how this project and others like those enhance safety and mobility across our community is occupational therapist and owner of Be Me Sensory Gym, Christine Stout. Christine, thank you so much for making time to be with us today, and we look forward to hearing a little bit about your experience of street construction.
Perfect, thank you, Mayor. All right, we all need safe and sound infrastructure to get to our homes and our businesses and the places we love. As an occupational therapist, I developed Be Me Sensory Gym located near 15th and Pine Lake Road in Southwest Lincoln. At our business, we work incredibly hard to provide a safe and welcoming space for parents and children who come to enjoy our sensory equipment. This experience promotes physical and mental health and social development for individuals with and without disabilities. Over at LTU, they also provide safe and welcoming spaces in a different way. During the Pine Lake Road Improvement Project that just wrapped up last fall, they ensured parents and children could get to my business and others during construction. Today, those same customers get to enjoy a safe and smooth ride to my Be Me location, and I appreciate the efforts and dedication to continue enhancing our streets, our water and wastewater systems, our traffic signals, sidewalks, transit opportunities, and more. Construction and the patience of our community are signs of progress. They keep our city moving forward, and they allow business owners like me to continue spreading acceptance, empathy, inclusion, wellness, and fun for all. So thank you.
Thank you so much for what you do for our community, Christine. Thank you for the comments. To make transportation and infrastructure investments, we rely on the support and partnership of the members of our Lincoln City Council. And I'd now like to invite up Lincoln City Council member James Michael Bowers to share more about how these investments will deliver tangible results for our community members, including those he represents in Northeast Lincoln. Councilmember Bowers.
Thanks so much, Mayor. Public infrastructure like streets and sidewalks enhance safety, economic opportunities, and quality of life for Lincoln residents. But those aren't the only benefits that they provide. Our streets and sidewalks help ensure community members of all ages, all abilities, and all transportation types can freely move about our city. That freedom of movement is deeply personal for me. As the son of a mother who uses a wheelchair, I understand the public value of our sidewalks. Well-maintained sidewalk supports independence for wheelchair users like my mom. They create safe spaces for kids to ride and scoot and strengthen connections among neighbors. Those are big reasons why in 2024, I successfully advocated for additional funding for the city budget for sidewalk repairs. As a result, we have now doubled our investment in sidewalk repairs. And this year, thanks to that increased funding, we will remove trip hazards by smoothing over 23 miles of sidewalk. On top of that, we will replace 211 curb ramps with new ADA-compliant ramps and replace nearly 3 miles of old sidewalks with new, smooth ones in every quadrant of our city. As the proud representative of Northeast Lincoln on the City Council, I am thrilled that 2 of these sidewalk replacement projects will benefit Northeast Lincoln, including in the Hartley and University Place neighborhoods. By prioritizing infrastructure enhancement to streets and sidewalks in every corner of Lincoln, we are fostering an environment where all residents can enjoy mobility, opportunity, and meaningful connection to our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your leadership, Councilman Bowers, and we appreciate all that you're doing and all that you've done to help improve sidewalks in particular. We are working to make these investments to make our public's experience in our community safer, smoother, and easier. And as the year continues, we'll stay focused on this vital work to deliver the streets, the sidewalk, and other transportation infrastructure improvements that keep you and everyone in our community moving forward. I invite our community members once again to learn more about our newest transportation projects at lincoln.ne.gov/projects. And with that, we'd be happy to open things up for questions from the media.
First question, some of this comes out of Lincoln on the Move funding as well. Can you talk to me about other funding sources that are funding everything from sidewalk improvements to these lane improvements?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a combination of federal, local dollars, and Director Elliott, do you want to share more about that? Great.
Just in our streets alone, we'll be investing about $53 million into our community over the years. 18 of that comes from Lincoln on the Move, but the rest is a little bit of everything. So we have some federal funding that's supporting several projects. We also have our highway allocation funding, or gas tax from the state, that we also receive, in addition to the additional funding that Councilman Bowers helped initiate that comes from a municipal infrastructure bond that we borrowed about a year and a half ago to see more sidewalk improvements. So the funding for all transportation projects comes from a little bit of everywhere. We do also have, as mentioned, the water mains. That does come from the water fund and the community that pays those rates through their water bills. So that will also be funding used throughout the construction season.
Can you talk to me a little bit about the communication that you have with business owners? We know construction projects in Omaha have drawn a lot of criticism. We've seen those from business leaders here as well. Talk to me about how that process goes when you're looking at a street that you want to work on.
We constantly are trying to figure out new ways to reach our community members, whether it's the residents that live in the area, whether it's the businesses across there. So each one's a little different, but we work hard to have open meetings, both in person but also virtual, so people can continue to cook dinner at night and have their kids there, but learn about the projects. Over the last 5-6 years, we've created the project page that has detailed, updated information on projects, so you can check out a project you're specifically interested in and find the most up-to-date information. This year, we've added the text option, so if someone is interested in a specific project, we encourage them to sign up for texts about that project to stay up to date with whether it's link changes, whether it's opening up a new section. We'll make sure to be sharing that information through text messages. We also do our old school process of sending out postcards and updates through the mail. So we're trying a lot of different areas to reach as many people as possible. We also encourage people to follow us on social media because we do provide project updates there as well.
The projects that you were working on in the last year, are you still working on those? Have those wrapped up? And then do you have a timeline for when these would wrap up as well?
So each project's a little different. There are some larger projects that do cross into a couple different construction seasons. So we do have some of that going on. Normal Boulevard is finishing up with some crosswalks and seating we'll see here once the weather warms up. We also have 56th Street that will be finishing up what was started last year. A lot of the projects that are scheduled for this season will just be through this construction season, so starting sometime in spring and ending early or late fall of 2026.
There's always concern, and there was last year. We had a number of pedestrian deaths between here and in Omaha, a lot of them centered around construction zones. What are some of those security measures that you want pedestrians and people to know about when they're walking or transiting through these zones?
Regardless of what mode of traffic, we really want people to be paying attention, whether you're driving a vehicle or walking, to be aware of your surroundings, making sure that you're taking extra precautions when you're crossing streets or driveways, anything where there's multiple directions of traffic that could be coming. We are looking, as well as our vehicular traffic messaging that we've been doing, whether it's electronic message boards or signage or the orange cones that you see. We're also looking at adding some additional signage on trails that might be approaching construction areas to just raise awareness and make sure people are aware of their surroundings.
When you're working on something like a sidewalk, we've heard from people that are concerned that replacements won't be in place, accessible replacements won't be in place. Can you talk about when you're working on a section of sidewalk, how can people still transit through that area when we have a lot of folks who walk or scoot, as Councilman Bauer said?
And just like our street projects, we try to make sure that there are safe detour routes that people can take. We try to make sure that they're all on ADA compliant routes to make sure there's the curb ramps as well. So we do set up those alternative routes. We work closely if it's near a Lincoln or a school in the neighborhood. We work with the school there and try to give them some guidance on how they can help families navigate to and from school locations.
Okay. Any other questions from the media? All right, well, thank you for joining us for this news conference to learn more about our planned improvements to transportation infrastructure in the 2026 construction season. We look forward to seeing you out and about on the city, moving more easily on smoother streets as we continue our work across Lincoln.